Hey guys, it's Julia. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be just a chatty get ready with me. I asked you guys on Twitter to send in questions, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Full details of the look should be throughout the video or in the description box if I do a shitty job of mentioning products again. I'm wearing my white Nature's Anatomy brain merch. Also, just want to let you know that I did a little surprise drop in my merch store the other day, and I came out with two different face masks. So we have a reusable face mask with the brain design that I'm wearing in this video, as well as with the lung design. This is a limited edition drop for the PIH Health Fund, so 100% of the proceeds will be donated to PIH, and I'm really excited about them. Thank you so much to everybody who has already supported, but just want to let you guys know about that because I'm literally wearing the design in the video. Today's Dew Fairy of the Day is Fatima. Thank you so much for having your notification bell on. And that's all I have to say. Without further ado, let's get dewy. Okay, let us begin. As always, I'm probably not going to be talking too much about the products I'm using. I'll just either hold them up or maybe mention the name, but I will go super in depth. So anything I'm using on my face will be in the description box if I forget to mention it, which I most likely will. Starting off with the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. And the first question is one that was really interesting to me. It's if you decided to start your channel again today, what would be the first makeup items you would purchase, and also what's your favorite ice cream flavor? Double-barreled question there. Here's the thing, and I don't want this to be taken out of context anyway. But if it was 2020 and I did not have this channel, this makeup channel that I have now, I probably would not start a new channel or a beauty channel. That doesn't mean I don't love what I do, obviously. I love my channel. I love what I've grown here, and I'm not planning on changing it anytime soon. But I just think at this point in the beauty community, I wouldn't want to get into it right now just because A, it's not a place I would exactly like to join at the moment, and B, as I said in my beauty community, that's a debatable video, I think right now this community is saturated to a point where if you joined in now, it would be astronomically hard. I don't think that I would get the same fulfillment out of my channel that I do today if I started it now. In a way, I feel like I've really matured and grown up with this community a lot, and I have a special attachment to it that I think if I was starting out now, I would dip out immediately. Honestly, I might not even start a new channel, but if I was starting a new channel right now, I would probably start a fashion channel. I just really like the design element of high fashion, but also styling and making my own outfits, so I would probably start a fashion channel. And then to answer the second part of your question, favorite flavor is mint Oreo. Mint Oreo is far superior to mint chip and far superior to regular cookies and cream.
I just realized I straight up did not answer the question. So regarding what products I would buy first, I'd probably start with ColourPop. I just think ColourPop is the best brand for building a makeup collection if you don't already have a big collection. But I definitely, something I would do is I probably wouldn't build myself as big of a collection. I probably would have created a capsule collection and stuck to that. But yeah, I think that's what I would do. I would probably start with ColourPop, but also buy a lot less makeup in general.
Next question is, can we get a mental health update? Yes, absolutely. My mental health right now is garbage. It's not great. There have been some new developments. I'm doing okay overall, I would say, but it's different right now. Okay, I'm going to be serious about this for a minute because I don't like making jokes about stuff that I'm very sensitive about. I feel like I use humor as a coping mechanism a lot of the time. So I'm medicated for the first time in ever. And this was something that I was very reluctant to do, which in theory I kind of feel ashamed for being reluctant about it because it's not a thing that you should feel bad about, and it's not a thing that we should stigmatize like that. But still, it was a hard step for me to kind of come to, just the implications of it, I guess, or the implications I'd made up in my mind of being on antidepressants. I think I take for granted sometimes that my high-functioning depression has this high-functioning part. I've learned how to live with it, I've learned how to thrive with it, I've learned how to achieve some of the greatest things I ever have while being not in a great mental space. So much so that it feels like a part of me that I feel like if I don't have that, what if I'm not able to do as well? What if I'm not able to function as highly? I guess I was scared that medication, among its many other side effects, would inhibit me. I think I just kind of delude myself into believing that because I have it handled and because I'm able to live with it so well, that it's fine and I should live with it. So I take that for granted, and then I forget that it also has the depression part of the high functioning depression. I don't want to live like that anymore. I don't think that's a way to live, and I want to do something about it. So I took a step. I don't know if it's going to pan out. Honestly, I'm not really seeing anything happen. And then obviously at the beginning of June, I took about 1.5 week break from YouTube, which was very much needed, not just as a break for this channel, which I've been working on consistently, uploading consistently for almost 3 years. That was a much needed break, but also it was just a convergence of many different things. Somebody in my very immediate family was diagnosed with cancer, and while I'm not close with all of my family, this was a family member that I'm very, very close with. And then of course I had finals, so I just needed to kind of take a step back, and I'm very, very glad that I did that. I'm hoping to be able to take more breaks in the future and not be scared of doing that, because I guess before this I just had the irrational fear that if I left for a week and a half, everyone would stop caring about me. But that is not true. So seriously, I'm fine. I don't want you to worry about me. That's never my intention. I don't want anyone's pity, and I don't want anybody's worry when I make these mental health updates. I just want to update people on where I am, because I've been open about my journey on this thus far and my struggles with it and where I'm at, and hopefully being open about it can normalize it. But I don't want anybody to worry about me, and I don't want to be inviting any unsolicited advice, no matter how well-intentioned it is. Overall, I know what I need, I know myself, and I know when to stop, and I'm doing my best to respect that with myself. So overall, I'm okay. I have a support system, I'm safe, I'm working towards being very happy. Honestly, right now I have a lot of good things going on in my life, so that's just one facet of it. By the way, I hope I did not sound too like cold or anything. Someone commented like, you sound so cold and fake when you're talking about your mental health, which was like, oh, thanks. I just try to de-emotionalize myself when I talk about it in videos, because I hate crying on camera. But yeah, that is my mental health update. Next we're gonna go into concealer. I'm using the Hourglass Vanish. The next question is an interesting one again. What makeup brands do you think are beyond repair? This I had to think about because there's just so many options and so many different ways you can interpret the question itself. So there are a few that I think are just genuinely beyond repair, and then a few I think that are on their way to being there, but I think just need to make changes in order to salvage themselves. The ones I think are kind of done. Buxom, Smashbox, I hate to say it, but BH Cosmetics, honestly, like, I really loved BH for a very long time, especially when I started my channel. I feel like around 2017, 2018, they were really big and I was very excited about them. I could also afford like literally everything in their line. Again, I just feel like they've been putting out things that theoretically would be like nice ideas, but the execution.
That's why I call you the Joan of Arc of drag. Great ideas, badly executed.
I really think where it all started to like spiral for BH was when they did that like Zodiac collection last year that everybody hated every single palette from. They just don't have their finger on the pulse, I feel, the same way that, say, ColourPop does. Even though they're very, I guess, like similar brands in terms of audience and aesthetic, they're aiming their products towards the same target audience, but I feel like ColourPop has their finger on the pulse of trends much more than BH does. The last brand that I think is genuinely like beyond repair, cannot be salvaged, is Jaclyn Cosmetics. And honestly, like, I even feel kind of bad for her. Like, that brand died with their first launch, I feel. I really think that the obstacle that they have, which is gaining people's really, really hard to earn trust back, is an insurmountable one, especially for a small brand. Of course, I don't know how their sales are. I know that the highlighter collection probably did really, really well, but I don't really see them ever gaining people's trust back to a point where they could be a fully successful brand, or at least what they could have been had their first launch not been what it was. And some brands I think need some serious revamping to survive. Cover FX, honestly. Somebody needs to come in and do something to Cover FX, because I like their products. Their products, they make really, really good quality makeup. I feel like it's kind of different for me than, say, like Smashbox. Smashbox I feel like has been circling for a long time. Cover FX I feel like has promise. They did those monochromatic blush and bronzer duos last year that I think were incredible, very inspiring, very creative. Cover FX needs some milk. I think Milani also really needs to do something. Milani is a brand that I don't really have a ton of favorites from. They have a few like cult favorite products in some people's collections, but they haven't come out with anything new besides those like eyeshadow palettes, but I don't see those like coming up consistently in people's favorites. I feel like I see them in like a drugstore review video and then never again. Then this, I think it's kind of delicate because it definitely is not a blanket statement. I think some indie brands are just consistently killing it with their releases. For example, what we'll be talking about and using later. But I think to a certain degree, indie releases have started to really blend together, at least with eyeshadow palettes. I think that indie brands need to step out of doing the same kind of like vaguely rainbow-esque or rainbow-adjacent palettes and like coming out with pressed glitters. I think there needs to be some innovation there. And I realize me even saying that towards indie brands is so different from me saying that like Cover FX needs to revamp, because Cover FX has millions of dollars to do so. Indie brands don't have that kind of flexibility. So whereas for me, I probably won't be buying things from Alani if they don't make efforts towards like changing or switching things up, I will try and continue to support indie brands, because even if they aren't coming out with things I find particularly inspiring, I would rather support them. Let me know what you guys think. I know some people have feelings about like Tarte, Too Faced. I think they're doing fine, honestly. I think they've found their niche, they know what makes them money, and they're doing okay. But in the eyes of the beauty community, I feel like these are some brands that are really, really struggling. And the beauty community, of course, is like a small subset of makeup users. Next question is one I actually get a lot. It's, what would your job be if you weren't going into medicine? Honestly, this is something I had to think about because I chose my path at like 15, so it's been a long time since I've really even thought about other careers. I definitely would not be a full-time YouTuber. I likely would have started my channel in high school anyways. Whether I decided to go into medicine or not in freshman year, I probably would have started my channel in sophomore year as usual. But I wouldn't be pursuing like full-time YouTube. I just don't think that that would be a career path that would really fulfill me, I guess. But probably if I wasn't going into medicine, in another life, I want to be like a luxury real estate agent. Think like $1 Million Listing Los Angeles. That's what I want to do. I really love houses. Again, we're going to talk about this later, but I love like architecture and the artistic side of like design. But I don't want to be like a developer. I don't want to build the houses myself. I want to have beautiful, already crafted properties dropped on me and then have it be my responsibility to pimp them out and sell them. That sounds so fun. Other jobs that I'm interested in doing but actually might be more feasible within my lifetime. I really, really enjoy teaching. I was a teaching assistant and a tutor in high school, and I think at some point I might like to combine practicing with professing, but I have no idea when I'll ever have time for that. I'm not planning on doing a dual degree MD PhD, but that's something I would really enjoy doing. I like teaching, I like mentoring people, so that could be fun. And then there was a brief stint of time where I was pre-law, but that lasted for like 5 minutes. So yeah, likely if I wasn't going into medicine, I would be going into like fancy houses. Look at me using my Project Pan products like a responsible human being. I'm gonna step off and do my brows, as always, off camera, because that's how we roll. Okay, brows are on, we may continue with. I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty Shady Biz Bronzer. I forgot how much I love this formula. This has been a recent favorite. I might do a current favorites video because I feel like it's been a very long time since I've done one of those. Let me know. Next question is, how did you come up with your aesthetic? I wasn't aware that I had one. Let me know what you guys think my aesthetic is, because I don't have one, or I don't like actively try and cultivate one, so I would love to know what you guys think my aesthetic is so I can continue fulfilling that. That's the thing, and it's come up in like meetings with my management and stuff, but I don't plan. I post what I want, basically. It's probably annoying for them, but it's the only way that I can continue to enjoy what I do on social media. I've tried like planning my feed. I've tried to do the whole like Amrezy color coordination thing on my Instagram feed. That just sucks the joy and all the fun out of posting on Instagram for me. I've also tried to do like a dedicated uploading schedule, trying to upload on certain days at certain times. So I have quite possibly the most lenient contract with my management ever, because basically it's just like Julia can do what she wants. Period. I use the same filter on all my pictures. I guess I've made jokes about my aesthetic being like academia, but that's not really an aesthetic, that's just kind of me posting about my life. I don't want to do like the Olivia Jade thing where I package myself as a student influencer. Like I take my school life and then actively try and use that to get brand deals predicated on me being a student. I'm gonna go in with my Kaleidos Lo-Fi Blusher Duo for my blush today, and this is the Lo-Fi Rose Duo. I had the peach one on yesterday, but I want to try out this shade here. Ooh, these are powdery. Next question is kind of related to the what would you be doing if you weren't pre-med, but it's what other classes have you taken outside of pre-med that interest you the most, / what is something that we don't know about you? Those are two different questions from two different people, but I decided to kind of combine them because they're related. So what you don't know about me, I am a huge art history nerd. Probably why I have such a big passion for like makeup artistry in general. Love art so much. I have such an appreciation for all disciplines of art. I'm not just somebody who only likes modern art or only likes classical art, impressionistic art. I have an appreciation for everything, including architecture. Like that's one of my favorite things. So for a brief stint of time, I did consider minoring in art history. I eventually decided it probably wouldn't work out, just trying to fit that in with my double major. Yeah, no. I also don't think that you need to study something in a formal setting in order to like fully appreciate it. That has nothing to do with either of my fields of study, but I really love art history. Okay, my next question is something that I've had a couple requests from some people to talk about. Thoughts on the Susan Yara / Naturium controversy. I'm not going to do a full rundown of the situation. I've had some requests to do it that's debatable on it, but I don't think that I can, because there's not really anything to debate. She messed up. That's like the hard and fast thing. Like, I think there's very little gray area with what happened. Basically what happened, Susan Yara is a skincare influencer who I have watched in the past and really enjoyed her channel. I haven't actually been watching skincare YouTube very recently. Susan, I would like to say, is probably one of the biggest names in the skincare YouTube community, but she, for the entire first half of this year, introduced this brand called Naturium and basically promoted it as a brand that she found that was an alternative to The Ordinary. So similar price point, similar kind of idea with the formulations of things. I was watching her videos back then. I saw when she introduced this brand and I did not think anything of it. And then just this month, or in June, she announced that she was actually the co-founder of Naturium. So during the entire year, she's been pushing this brand, promoting it. She also said that she had like an affiliate code, said that the brand gave her a code, but it was her brand, and essentially promoting this brand without disclosing that she was in fact the co-owner of it. She announced that she was the co-founder of the brand, and I think she was really expecting it to be a very different reaction.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
That's the thing. I feel like a lot of people have been like, she did this on purpose, she wanted to manipulate us. I don't think that that was her intention. I think she genuinely thought that what she was doing was a good idea, which maybe even is more troubling because it clearly was not. It was illegal, but basically her rationale for essentially not disclosing her relationship with the brand was that she wanted to get people's honest feedback about the brand for the first 6 months of it being out, and then announce that she was part of it because she was worried that her followers would be more biased towards the product if they knew that she had a connection to it. So I see where she was coming from, and I think it could have worked had she not been promoting it on her own channel. I think if she had sent out these products to her influencer friends and had them review it and gotten their honest feedback and not like reviewed it herself, or at least deceived people on her own channel, I think this would be fine. I don't think there would be anything wrong with the situation. Catch is that she shouldn't have talked about it on her channel. She shouldn't have promoted it without disclosing her relationship, because that is a violation of federal law. So,
child. Anyway, so
I feel like makeup YouTube gets a very bad rap, but I feel like skincare YouTube, the audiences are a lot more, I guess, cutthroat. Even more so because I feel like there's more of a medical element to skincare, whereas makeup, it's just like, you can apply makeup badly and it's not harming anyone, whereas you can do skincare wrong and people will come for you for spreading harmful ideas about skincare. So regarding Susan's apology, I watched her video. I found it not very adequate. It came off as kind of disingenuous. I don't think she meant it to be. I just think that the crying was...
Imagine how tired we are.
But the main takeaway that I took from this is that I don't think that she's a devious person. I think that a lot of the time drama situations like these can kind of paint the person out to be this like malicious scheming person, when honestly I think if people are manipulating, 99% of the time I feel like it's unconscious and it's not meant to be manipulative. 90% of the time I feel like that manipulation is usually unconscious. I don't think the person is sitting down and being like, I'm going to do X and it will have this effect. That 10% of the time is Jeffree Star. I definitely think that his manipulation is conscious. She kind of got caught up in the whole thing and justified lying as a way to kind of keep up this exciting new way to launch a product, and ultimately was caught in a royal F-up and has to pay the consequences. And I think we should normalize that to a certain degree. I feel like we should normalize that people can do bad things and not necessarily be a bad person, but we don't have to forgive them. So I think it's really up to the individual on whether or not they want to continue watching that channel. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the situation. I didn't want to talk about it originally because I didn't feel like there was a lot that I could like give commentary on. I don't want to just be somebody who reports drama without giving an opinion on it. I also don't want to become like a dramatary channel, but I do think that that is something that we can take from the situation. I'm going to use the Kaleidos Escape Pod palette, and I want to do something with the greens in here today, so I'm going to go into the shade here called Bossa Nova. I'm going to grab the shade Galactic Gala and Saturnalia. I'm going to put this one on the very inner part of my eye and then this one all over the lid. Next question is, are there any beauty oh god, okay, I forgot that I included this question. Are there any beauty gurus you know who are actually snakes? Okay. I'm gonna grab the shade here called Terrace, this beautiful like chocolatey brown shade, and I'm gonna wing that out on the outer corner to kind of do this like swoop effect.
See, I'm telling you, I have the mind of a master.
Yes, yeah, I guess. Somebody who, I wouldn't call them a friend, acquaintance is a very adequate term. Fairly well known within my sphere. I wouldn't call this person like a small beauty channel by any means. I would say like mid-sized, but I think we interacted maybe like 1 or 2 times. This person was caught selling their PR, which you guys know how I feel about that, but when they were confronted about it by subscribers, they lied about it. And then when I personally asked them behind the scenes, they basically told me, yeah, everyone does it. So I disagree. I don't think that everyone does that. This was a while ago, and this person is a good person, I would say. I just think that they did something that I disagree with personally. So I guess I don't know anybody who's really a snake, but I do know somebody who did something unethical. However, I don't really feel it's my place to just air that out. I actually surprisingly got a lot of requests after my ColourPop tie-dye collection video to like sell my products to people. Some people like DM'd me and asked if I would sell my like in a trans palette or like my liners and stuff. But like even if I was going to consider it, those were PR products that were sent to me by ColourPop, and I don't feel comfortable with that. Okay, I'm back and I have lashes now. Next question is, would you consider collabing with a YouTuber with a platform that is considerably smaller than yours? Collab videos are a kind of complicated thing for me. I've done, I think, 3 thus far. I did one with Abby, I did one with Hannah, and then I did one with Amanda. At this point, I really think that I would only be interested in collabing with my friends. I think for me personally, I just have realized that collab videos I'm not really interested in doing in a professional setting, if that makes sense. Collabs, I understand, are great for boosting your career. I'm sure everybody who did those collab videos with Kim Kardashian West when KKW Beauty was coming out, I'm sure that that was a good thing for their career.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel.
The thing is, this isn't my career. If I collab on my channel, I want it to be with friends, and also I want to feel 100% comfortable and 100% authentic. Even with that, I've never done like an in-person collab. All the collabs I've ever done have been like virtual ones. And like my worst nightmare, honestly, is me doing a collab video and then people like commenting down below it like, she's so awkward in this video. I feel like something that's kind of like underrated in terms of how much it can be hurtful is when people comment on people's videos like, you seem really low energy in this video, you seem really like sad or something, because maybe they really were having an awful day when they filmed it. There was a video last year, I think, that Robbie Christie did where people were just commenting under it like, you do not pass the vibe check in this video, and I was like, ooh. And maybe she was a little bit kind of stiff in the video, but I just think that's kind of like a not cool thing to say. She could have been going through something really awful that day, but still put in the effort to try and film something, and maybe wasn't 100% happy with the results, but still posted it anyways. I'm going off on a tangent, so if this smaller YouTuber was one of my close friends, I would definitely consider doing it.
Basically, as long as I like them, size is not the concern. It's just the vibes.
Alright guys, that is it. That is today's very chatty get ready with me, just answering all the questions that you guys had to ask. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I really enjoyed just doing these kind of sit down chatty get ready with me's, but I also really enjoyed the look that I did, so I'm gonna go film another video right now. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed down below. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and if you made it to the very end of this video, you get the bonus meme. Be excellent today. I love you. Bye.
Every time I'm in the street, I hear